so far, man. Our soccer team, football team, women's basketball last night, volleyball. So obviously the football game and Coach Harrell and that team, that was awesome. We got a big-time game Saturday afternoon in here. Extremely difficult opponent, very good team in George Mason. It's going to be a very big challenge for us.
Were you yelling at the TV at all last night watching that football game?
I was up watching. I was watching practice in one hand with my laptop from yesterday, watching film on George Mason, and watching the game and watching the fellas bring home a road win and become bowl eligible. So excited for the football guys.
Speaking of George Mason, you saw them 12 months ago, but in the era of so much roster turnover, do you even go back to last year's film?
Yeah, absolutely do, because the style of play, and Coach Skin does a great job there and what they do. So you look at style of play, they actually have a good amount of returners. They obviously have new players that are really good and impact guys, but they have guys that were on that team. And we look at some of the stuff we were doing and where we could be better style of play-wise. We're a different team in terms of personnel, but without a doubt, you're going back and you're looking at it, and we got our butt kicked last year.
Seeing Jordan's dunk, I mean, it was pretty cool in the moment, but then to watch Schwartz Center as the top play, I mean, how cool is that for you and this team?
I was happy for Jordan and his family and our guys. I think it's always great if ECU can be on the national stage, and I think for that day, that particular play and the Jolly Roger was all over the place, and that's great. And you know that, and we said it, ECU's a national brand, and Jordan helped us promote that day.
Coach, you know, you look at Darius Maddox, also a very hot start this year. You know, had a great game against East Carolina last year. Just about, you know, what you see on the scouting board.
It's a prolific scorer. I mean, he's a great basketball player. He's a basketball player that can do it all. Obviously, they run a lot of stuff through him, but he's a prolific scorer that could shoot, play off the bounce. He's got good size, so he's a true high major basketball player that poses a great challenge for us.
Last time out, you guys obviously won big, and that allowed you to get a lot of different rotations in there and a lot of different guys. How does that help you going forward, knowing who works well together, and how does the 8-9-man rotation come together?
We like the 8-9-man rotation. I mean, I think we've settled in on that. Obviously, Trevion getting banged up last game. We'll see what happens. You know, we don't know his status yet in terms of that. But last game was a very unique game, to be quite honest. I mean, that was a totally different style of basketball. I don't know if we'll see another style like that the rest of the year. I hadn't seen one like that in my first 2+ years here so far. But that being said, I think the biggest thing is minutes. Guys get to play minutes that maybe don't ordinarily get to, and I think that's always good when you're putting 9 new players together.
How do you think that, you know, when you look at RJ and Cam, the returners, with those new guys, you know, how do you think they've kind of gelled together through 3 games so far?
Yeah, we really like that. Again, I think we're probably even more cohesive and connected off the court than we are on the court yet, but that's okay. We're sitting here 3 games in and 2 scrimmages in, and so don't expect this team to fully be connected in terms of in sync until we get into December, January. But that's, I think, all teams in the country. Nobody wants to be playing their most connected, best basketball in November. You want to be playing very good, solid basketball now, of course, and I think we are. But everybody, Mason included, and anybody wants to be playing their best basketball as they get to December, January, into conference, and hopefully postseason. So we got a lot of room for growth, but those 2 guys and the new guys have meshed very well.
For people who don't know, what does Mason kind of do well? What stands out on film from them?
Elite defensive team, elite offensive rebounding team, very, very talented team, and they get to the free throw line at a very high rate. So, you know, really good basketball team, very good basketball team that had Marquette, was in a possession game with Marquette and lost a heartbreaker the other night, you know, almost on a wild play at the end of the game. But this is a very, very good top-tier Atlantic 10 team.
Coach, you know, you talk about how great they are at defense. Just was looking, you know, defensive rebounding hasn't really been, you know, their forte this season. You know, you're very big on offensive rebounding. Just speak about, you know, how that is for you in the ball club.
Well, I wouldn't say that they are that at all. I think they are a very good rebounding team. I think early in the season numbers get skewed because just of a game here, a game there. But we know what a good rebounding team this is and defensive rebounding team. But that doesn't change that we're always going to try and be aggressive on the offensive glass. It's what we have to do. So, you know, whether we were playing a team that was the #1 defensive rebounding team in the country or a team that didn't rebound well, we're going to always try an offensive rebound because that's part of what we do or try to do. Thanks, guys.